In this video, what we're going to be doing is converting from a metric speed, which is kilometers per second, to an English speed, which is in miles per hour. And here's the problem. If the speed of a comet-based meteor is 4.2 kilometers per second, what is that speed in miles per hour? So, there are two different things that we need to do. We need to convert 4.2 kilometers into miles, and we need to convert from seconds into hours. Okay. These are two of the conversions that were found in the resource that I was using. Actually, it was a textbook. 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers, and these are approximate values, and then 1 kilometer is equal to 0.62 miles. So the question is, which one do we use and how to proceed? The key here is that you can use either one, but you have to be careful. If we use the first one, 1 mile equals 1.61 kilometers, okay, the fact that a mile and 1.61 kilometers are the same thing means that this right here is a unit fraction, and this has a value of 1. Okay, so when I multiply 4.2 kilometers per second, that means divided by second, and we multiply that one by 1 mile divided by 1.61 kilometers, what happens here is I cancel out the units, the kilometers, and what I'm left with is miles. And on the denominator, I'm left with seconds. So I wind up with 4.2 on the top, 4.2 times 1, on the bottom, 1.61. When I divide those two, I wind up with those two numbers, 2.61 miles per second. Okay? So what we've done is we've converted from kilometers per second into miles per second. So it looks like, just as a quick aside, it looks like to convert from kilometers to miles, just divide by 1.61. Okay, that's what we need to do. That's what that last calculation told us. If we happen to use the second conversion, 1 kilometer is equal to 0.62 miles, we wind up with this right here. We start off with our 4.2 kilometers per second, and we want to times that by 0.62 miles per kilometer. Once again, I put the kilometer in the bottom. Okay. And what I'm left with is miles on top, seconds on the bottom, and this time it looks like I'm multiplying 4.2 times 0.62 to get 2.61 miles per second. Notice that either technique gave me the correct answer. So that's a good thing to know. So I don't need to choose one over the other. So based upon the calculation that we did down here, it looks like we have another technique. We can also convert from kilometers to miles simply by multiplying by 0.62. So we can divide by 1.61 or we can multiply by 0.62, either way. Okay. Now, so we now have 2.61 miles per second, and we want to get the seconds changed to hours. So I have to convert from seconds to hours. Okay, and if we use 1 hour is equal to 3,600 seconds, I think everybody knows that 1 hour is 60 minutes times 60 seconds per minute gives us a total of 33,600 seconds. I'm going to put the 3,600 seconds on top and the hours on the bottom. So this way my seconds unit cancels out, which is exactly what I wanted. What I have left with is hours on the bottom. The math on the top gives me 2.61 times 3,600, and we do have miles, and I wind up with 9,396 miles per hour. Okay. Of course, what we could have done is first converted seconds to minutes, and then we could have converted minutes to hours. In order to convert seconds to minutes, I would use this right here. I would multiply by this fraction. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Okay. In that case, I would wind up with the seconds canceling out. I wind up with miles per minute. And then I would change from minutes to hours, okay? What would happen now is I would multiply by 60 minutes per 1 hour, okay? And then what would happen is that the minutes would be canceled. So I'd wind up with seconds canceling here, minutes canceling here, and I'd wind up on top with 2.61 times 60 times 60 miles, and the unit on the bottom is hour per hour, okay? And once again, I would wind up with 9396 miles per hour, okay? That's using unit fractions, ratios of unit fractions, okay, and converting from a metric speed to an English speed.